Okay, what's the day looking like? It's an interesting day. It went over the top of previous day and under the bottom of previous day. So it's been over and under previous day. And it would be interesting. I just got to my computer and I saw a 3-bar reversal right as it's coming back up above the previous day's low. Right there, that candle right there. Get in on it right there, stop right underneath, because if it continues down below previous day's level, you don't want to be long, you want to be short. But that's a good place for it to bounce. I did not take that trade because I saw it just a little bit too late. But if it does come back down, it would be interesting to get back anywhere underneath that line, but have a stop loss underneath that pivot. Let's see what happened. That long would have been perfect. It would have worked great. I'm looking at shorting simply because now it's gone up so high. It is below, well, it was below all the moving averages. Starting to creep back up here. We got expansion to the downside on the 10,000 tick chart. And price has fallen below all the moving averages on the 15 and the 5-minute chart. Doesn't mean it's not going to just go straight back up. You know, this V-shaped recovery stuff can happen a lot with the NASDAQ and the MNQ, but I'm more short than not. So I'm looking for, you know, some trend line breaks to the downside, but we can't go short until our 500 tick chart, which is our entry chart, has the moving averages pointing down, and it's closing on that side of all the moving averages in this area, and it's doing the exact opposite. It's got a strong bull feel to it. So there's no way I can short right now with it trending up like this. If anything, I could ignore the 10,000 tick, the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and just watch the 500 tick only and take trades off of that with the moving average strategy, where price is going up over the top of all the moving averages, and buy on the green candles. Keep your stop under the recent pivots, but that's only taking one time chart into consideration. Let's see, the 5,000 tick chart has crossed, price has crossed, it's in the caution zone now. It could easily turn and go back down. So that's really the only chart that I have, is when the lowest time chart itself is doing its own thing and the other time charts are not in line yet. I don't prefer to take a trade on that. So what I will need to go short here is for price to get on this side of the moving averages and have them start to point down. So let's see if it even gets to that degree, or we'll have to have price on the 5-minute get back up over the top of these moving averages, and then we can get a bounce in that direction. Okay, what we got here was a close. Really strong momentum. Once it closed on that red candle there, I was watching this trend line coming up right here. Well, let's take a look. This trend line right here. And once it started to, you know, continue to push, I jumped in it right there. My stop was above that red candle that broke the trend line. And when it flushed down real fast, I mean, it was fast. I just closed because well, I didn't see it, but the reason would have been another trend line right down here, which it clearly bounced off of. So just that thrust to the downside right here, I was able to catch, because a lot of times when you get strong momentum to a trend line and it breaks through it and it closes on the other side, it will test it and keep going. And that's exactly what we see here. It tested it and kept right on going. And it moved so quickly in my favor that I said, let me just take it, and we closed it out. So that was the first trade of the day. Thank you, Lord. Okay, that head faked me a little bit to the downside. I wanted to try to get a sell stop
Order
market.
submitted.
I want to try to get it on this short if it breaks down below that right there. I jumped in a little too quick. It came right back up. I didn't know where to put my stop, so I did the same thing I did over here, just over the top of that candle. And it just quickly stopped me out. So that second trade was a loss. I do have a sell stop order ready for it to go down and break down right here. I like what it looks like on this 10,000 tick. You see this consolidation, it could easily break down, and it would keep going if it did. I think it would keep going if it did. So we're looking to short it. Okay, I'm gonna try one more. And what I did was it broke the trend line again. I waited for it to come up, and I got long here instead of on that break down here. My stop is over here. That allows me to put my stop up a little higher. The higher up I can short it, the higher up my stop can go, give it some room to breathe. So if it stops me out up here, then I'm going to be a little bit more skeptical on the sell-off because it's just chopping too much. I mean, if it comes back up over the top of that pivot, then the sell-off is losing its confidence, in my opinion, if it gets that high. Well, wait a minute, I'm looking for it to not come over this red candle here, not that high. I'm not going to have a stop that big on it. So we just need it to maintain, you know, the lower and lower highs here. If it pops up and sweeps up there, it's going to get me, and I'm going to be done with that particular.
Order canceled.
This trade. Let's see what happens. Okay, it stopped me out. So you can see right here what I'm dealing with here. It's too choppy, and it could easily come back down and put another low in and go right back up. So I've got to wait. I just got to know when to stop trading at the moment. You know, you're looking at it to break down over here, right in this area, and if it doesn't, you know, and it keeps grinding higher and higher like that, you don't want to try to keep selling that. It tried to sell off here, here, and now this area right here. So if it doesn't want to go down, it doesn't want to go down. We can't force it to go down. So we're just going to have to not take any trades at the moment. Look at our analysis here. We're watching very carefully the 10,000 tick chart because we have a lot of resistance. If price can force its way up through 1, 2, 3 moving averages and 2 trend lines and end up on this side with, you know, consolidation and continuation, we're going to be looking for longs. The 5-minute chart is still below the moving averages though. So I need at least the 15. I need 2 of the 3 to agree. I need the 15 and the 5 and the 10,000 to agree, at least 2 of those 3 to agree on the direction. So if it's just one of them, I'm not going to be too convinced to take a trade yet. I need to learn to not trade and to sit on my hands. It's one of the things I have to discipline myself to do. Let's just take a look at what happened. This thing came just dropping down like a rock all of a sudden. And it was starting to look a little bit bullish here, but you got to understand the 8 and the 20 are below the 50. Even though price is above the moving averages, you have those 3 moving averages expanding downward in the opposite direction. So that is when you can get head faked pretty easily. And now this price here in the 500 tick chart, although it was looking bearish right up here, it just all of a sudden in the blink of an eye just broke down like that. So that and it could happen even if all your time charts are agreeing. More than likely it'll happen when you have divergence in your time charts and signals.
Order filled.
Well, I'm trying to short here. We'll see what happens. It looks really good right here. This is the pattern and stuff that we want. Got my stop pretty high to that pivot. So if it goes up and gets me, it's just the way it goes. But I think everything's telling me to go short right now. It looks really good right here. It just, is it going to be too choppy to take the trade or not? But overall, the technicals are looking pretty good. So let's see if it works. If it works, that's great.
Filled.
Okay, came all the way up and stopped me out. So this is just hard. I mean, that really looked good right there, you know, and all the moving averages were in order. Everything on the higher time chart was in order, and it just went up right to my stop loss and then ticked me out and starts to come back down. I kind of want to get back in it again, try it again here, but I just don't know if I should. Maybe one more try.
Order filled.
I'll go ahead and do it one more time. Put my stop right above that tick area. Now this could be my last trade of the day, so I'll mark this one as a loss, and then we'll give it one more shot here. And then if this one doesn't work, I've got to stop trading, unfortunately, for the day. Okay, I'll be glad to take a 1-to-1 on that. We did profit on that second try coming down. Still a little red today, not happy about that, but getting back in on the second try with my last ditch effort did work. But I didn't want to try to hold it for more than that because the market is just very, very choppy. And if it keeps going down, that's great. We'll look for some, if it keeps expanding and expanding fast, we'll look for a 3-bar reversal just as a counter trend trade when it gets into support levels. Not trying to go long at that point, but there will be times when it's overextended, and a 3-bar reversal is a great just corrective move. And so we'll be looking for something like that, like this 3-bar reversal right here, for instance. It might not be done going down, but what a nice corrective move that was. Here's another one, nice corrective move. And so we'll see if we can catch that. I should have just stayed in it, to be honest with you. I should have just went to break even and just maybe followed it pivot by pivot to the downside. I'm going to keep observing and see what happens here. I suppose I need to take the trades instead of just talk about them. We got two great one-to-one returns on a 3-bar reversal. That one failed. That one failed. Would have failed. This one would have been good. This one would have been fantastic. So 2 losers and 2 winners. Just depends on if your winners are better than your losers. And a lot of times, if you can hold it, the 3-bar reversal winners are much better than the little losers that you get. Okay, let's see. I don't know when the last thing I traded on the video was, but we took a trend line break trade right here and could have got a 1-to-1, but I got out early for a win. And then we had another trend line break right here where I just took whatever it gave me and haven't held as long as I could on those trades, but those two were pretty good. Looking for a 3-bar reversal down here somewhere, but just not sure because now this is looking like it really wants to break down. But this is a good area to try a 3-bar reversal. And here comes one right here as we speak. There goes a 3-bar reversal. That one failed. But let's see if this one works actually. It looks like we at least broke even on it and got possibly a 1-to-1 on that so far. Yeah, we could see that it would have got a 1-to-1 on that. We get in right there on the 3 bars and then right there and 1-to-1 clearly would have been successful. I might try to get back in it, but if it comes back down, it's a little more scary because you take your 1-to-1 and you'd be happy with that. If it comes back down, it could easily stop you out. It's easier to see on this higher time chart here, the 2000 tick chart, how these 3-bar reversals are doing really good. There, and over here, pretty darn good bounces. It didn't quite close on that third one. So it's a little sketchy. I like it clean. I like the 3 bars to be really easy to see. When you got them scattered and choppy, and then the third one's like really the 5th or 6th one over, and you finally get a close, that's not as clean looking. All right, I'll give it a try. 3-bar reversal down here. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll see. We got a 3-bar reversal. It closed here above these previous 2, and the stop's kind of way down here. So let's see if we get at least a 1-to-1 on this thing. Hopefully it will get a 1-to-1. Let's stretch it out and see what we got. It's got to go all the way up here to get a 1-to-1. Let's see what happens. Okay, I put it to break even. If it keeps going, we'll be doing just fine. Let it keep going. Let it keep going. We're on break even, so I'm happy with that. Let it keep going. Let it keep going. I'm on break even. I'm trailing candle by candle here. Let's see if it keeps right on going. I'm going to move it up even higher. I'm going to trail candle by candle here. See if it goes all the way up there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's see how high this thing's willing to go. There's 1-to-1, so we're definitely trailing candle by candle. Keep going, keep going. Candle by candle. I don't like this red candle here, but we'll see what happens. Okay, well, we're out of that trade. You never know how far those things are going to run, so we had to try to trail it candle by candle on that. Looks like we would have broke even on 0 if I didn't, so I could have simply just took the 1-to-1. What I'm learning about these 3-bar reversals, though, is they can really take off. And a 1-to-1 is not a lot. So I'd rather break even 10 times in a row and then hit a home run on it. But, oh well, we would have broke even, or we could have gotten the 1-to-1, though. But trailing it candle by candle is not a bad thing to do. And now that we're getting this lower consolidation, I wouldn't try a 3-bar reversal here. I was trying it on that green candle, didn't go very far. Now it's red again, so I don't think another 3-bar reversal on that red candle at the moment. It could very easily do something good here if it closes strong above those previous 2, and it did. There goes the 3-bar reversal right there. I'm just not feeling this one though. I don't know if I should take this one or not. It's hard to assess it, and it could work. I'm just going to observe this one, I think. So here's our entry point. Actually, our entry point is right up there. Let me get it correct so I can Yeah, we would be break even right now. We would be break even on it at the moment. And if it gets up here, we hit another 1-to-1 on that. But at least it would have been a break even trade. So looks like all three of these would have been at least break even, which is, like I said, break even is a lot better than losing. This one would have been a good, this one would have been good, and now this one would have been good. We did catch the one, but I really like that strategy a lot. So yeah, we would have broke even on it because I don't like, we would have broke even on that trade.